What would you do if you were facing an army that had never tasted defeat? An army that erased entire civilizations in months? In 1221, Prince Jalal al-Din made the craziest decision in military history, ordering the world's most elite cavalry to dismount. The Mongol Empire wasn't just an army. They were a force of nature, a cataclysm. Where they marched, grass ceased to grow. But at the Parwan Valley, for the first time, that nightmare was stopped cold. Not by high walls or deep moats, but by an all-in gamble from a man who had absolutely nothing left to lose. To understand Jalal al-Din's madness, you have to know his enemy. The Mongols were masters of psychological warfare. At Nishapur, they slaughtered 1.7 million people, stacking skulls into pyramids. Jalal's father, the powerful King Muhammad II, was so terrified he fled, dying in humiliation on a desolate island. The Khwarezm Empire had collapsed. Only Jalal al-Din remained. He didn't run. He gathered the last remnants of his army and lured the Mongols into a death trap at the Parwan Valley. He knew one thing: fight the old way and death is certain. To survive, he had to break every rule. The Mongols were invincible thanks to horse archery. Shoot, run, bait, destroy. That was their playbook. But Jalal al-Din broke the game. He gave the order, dismount, tie the reins, do not pursue, transforming cavalry into heavy infantry. A suicide move for mobility, but absolute poison for the Mongols. The Mongols crashed against them like waves against a cliff. They fired arrows, but Jalal's men, behind heavy shields, didn't flinch. They feigned retreat, but Jalal's men stood their ground. The Mongol kiting tactic was useless. Trapped in a narrow canyon, their cavalry became sitting ducks. And when the predator's patience ran out, Jalal struck the final blow. 30,000 Mongols were crushed. An earth-shattering victory, but history is cruel. Winning at Parwan was like poking a sleeping dragon. Genghis Khan, the final boss, awoke in a rage. He personally led the main army to hunt down Jalal al-Din to the banks of the Indus River. No more miracles. Jalal was surrounded. Raging river behind, death in front. Jalal al-Din did something that made even the Mongols freeze. He launched himself and his horse straight into the violent currents of the Indus. Thousands of arrows were drawn, but Genghis Khan ordered, "Hold fire!" The most brutal Khan in history watched that solitary figure and told his sons, "A father should have a son like this." Jalal al-Din lost his country, lost his army, but he won the rarest prize, the respect of his greatest enemy. Sometimes victory isn't about keeping the throne. It's about standing tall when your world collapses. What do you think about this legendary leap? Let me know in the comments.